And you know what? Let's take it back to 19 years old, get an internship at Jordan Brand.
Yep.
Did you meet Michael Jordan at that time?
I did, first day.
Whoa. Get the fuck.
It was wild.
Tell us how that happened.
Yo, so they were just in the process of unveiling the 16. It wasn't done, but they were doing an on-campus sales meeting. And so, they had the briefcase, the whole situation. And, Nike, the way it used to work, design wasn't as organized as it is today. It wasn't a function. It was part of category. So there was no true, real internship structure. So you went to the traditional onboarding with everybody else, from people who had internships in sales and finance. So it wasn't a special.
It wasn't sequestered, really.
Yeah, it wasn't special.
Everyone was kind of all together then.
Yeah, I would sit right next to people who were getting jobs in supply chain, and I'm an intern. And so what they would do is give you a map and say, okay, find your desk, and then your manager will meet you for lunch. So I get the map, and all the buildings are named after athletes, and I was dumb confused because I'm like, yo, why is the Jordan Brand in Jerry Rice building? That makes no sense. Like, two different athletes. Like, it's a Jordan building right there. So I'm wandering the campus, confused, and then they finally tell me where it is. And Jordan Brand, I thought would have had the whole building. So I walk into the lobby, and I say, hey, I'm here, Jordan Brand intern. They're like, oh, go up to the 4th floor. I get up there, and I realize Jordan wasn't, one, it wasn't the whole building, and two, it was a sea of cubicles that was in the back of the 4th floor of Jerry Rice. It wasn't like put in the front. It was a small group of people. I thought it was an army. It was less at that time. I think about 75 people in the brand. Very, very small. So I'm going on the elevator. It's on the 4th floor, and I'm looking for my seat on this little map, and the doors open up. I look down, and there's 2 pairs of really nice dress shoes, and, I'm really confused because this is Nike's campus. You don't expect people to wear hard bottoms. They told us, like, don't wear hard bottoms, don't wear slacks. This is kind of like sport casual. Door opens up. I see the Belutis. I look over to the right. It's Larry Miller. I'm like, oh, snap. Like, I know that guy. That's the president of Jordan Brand. Like, this is crazy. Black president before Barack. Shout out to Larry. And then
Larry wearing those extra big suits.
Extra big suit, looking like a draft pick back then. He had that T-Mac Taylor.
Yeah, shit.
50 buttons on the front.
The whole thing, 12 buttons, wide leg, above the navel, everything.
A vest,
everything.
And a vest.
3 pocket squares. That boy was ready.
Yep.
Tearaways and everything.
Well, listen, when you stay ready.
Yeah, you ain't got to get ready.
All right.
Yeah, and so to the left was MJ. So I look up, and as I'm standing there, I see him, and I get nervous, so I press the elevator button to try to close the door and pretend like I was on the wrong floor. But I pressed the wrong button. It was the one with the forces the door open.
Sure, open, yeah.
So it's doing a little weird kind of jerk back and forth. And MJ has insanely long fingers, so he reaches his hand through the elevator door, and he's like, yo, are you the intern? His fingers almost touch my chest. I'm like, oh, shit, this is MJ about to grab my chest, rip my heart out. Dumb nervous. I'm like, look, sir, yeah, I'm the intern. And I just started blabbering. He's like, slow down. Take your time. I'm like, okay. He said, how did you get here? I'm like, well, they told me on the map to come up. He's like, no. I know where you grew up at in Chicago. How did you get here? Because I didn't know at that time, my parents went to high school with his ex-wife. My parents were part of the first class of black students that integrated Finger High School on the south side. And then Juanita had came after that. My mom was on a swim team with her, and we had figured all this out over the years that we had, kind of overlapped without knowing it. But he was so confused. Like, you didn't have any family last name. You didn't come from this great educational pedigree. You didn't come from athletes, lineage. Like, how did you end up here? Like, I want to know your story because you're an anomaly. And so we talk. I tell him how I got there. And at the end, I said, sir, is there anything you can tell me? What's the advice for me to take advantage of this moment? So this is the part that was crazy surreal. So the door's starting to close, and he waits till it gets just about 3 inches from closing. Doesn't even say the words or the phrase closed, and he says, don't F up. But he mouths it. So no words came out. He's like, don't F up, and then does the whole gesture like this. And I'm thinking, like, did MJ just threaten my life? Like, what are we doing?